Hello everyone, a very good afternoon. How are you guys? So today we are going to analyze the paper of Economics Prelims 2023. Okay, economics section we are going to cover. Now the paper was not the usual paper. Okay, the questions that are expected, normally individuals expect what sort of questions or from the topics, that these questions are bound to come from these topics. This time UPSC came up with the surprise and rarely it asked questions from those topics. For example, questions from industrial sectors were missing. One question of MSME, and that too it was related to priority sector lending, PSL. Okay, so no direct question from industrial section. Agriculture, again missing. One question just from agricultural section. And the focus was mainly on the markets and investment and finance. Financial market was the main point where UPSC focused. That is money market and capital market. Money market, as you know, is a short-term market and capital market is a long-term market, right? Capital market can further be categorized into primary and secondary sections. We are aware of it anyway. So this was the main focus of UPSC. And as I told in the last analysis, last year when I analyzed the paper of UPSC, that the trend is shifting towards the application portion of economics. Individual or aspirant should have the knowledge that what all is happening throughout the world in the periphery of economics. Okay, so if America is increasing the interest rate, so what would be the effect of that on India? A question is there also. Questions based on this is asked. Okay, so such questions were framed which were based on the broader aspect or particularly the application aspect. And when I talk about application aspect, so application aspect includes finance. Finance is the application portion of economics, investment, all these things come under it. Okay, so let's get started with the analysis. The first question is, two statements are given and then we have to see which statement is correct or which statement is the correct representation, all these things. So statement one is interest income from the deposits in infrastructure investment trust. InvITs, it is talking about InvITs. Now why the question is asked from InvITs? So that's very interesting. InvITs on the date of April 11, 2023, it was in news also. There was a major announcement done by NSE, National Stock Exchange. Okay, basically, first of all, let me introduce what InvITs are. So there are two types of additional bonds, you can say. One is REITs, REITs, right, real estate, and another is InvITs. If you are purchasing REITs, you are investing in the real estate. If you are purchasing InvIT, you are investing in the infrastructure. So whatever infrastructure development is taking place in the country, you are investing in that by purchasing InvITs. How to purchase InvITs? InvITs are normally purchased as you purchase share from the secondary market. Okay. Till now, 3 InvITs are there. Till present date, 3 InvITs are there. Not many InvITs are there. But there was till April 11, 2023, there was no index for InvIT. What is index? See, index is what? Index is a comparison based scenario. What index investment is? What index does is it takes into account several stocks or several bonds, and then based on it, if you are investing in the index fund, so index fund, what is index fund going to do? It is going to segregate your payment and it is going to invest your payment into different stocks for which you have purchased the index. So if you are purchasing index for InvITs, which was launched on 11th April 2023, so your payment will be segregated and invested into 3 types of InvITs. Okay, that's what index funds are. Okay. So there was, before 11th of April 2023, there was no index fund for InvITs. There was no mutual fund for InvITs, no ETF for InvITs. Okay. But on April 11th, still no ETF is there. But on April 11th, index fund was launched for it. Fine. That's why they asked the question from it. So now the statement 1 is interest income from the deposits in infrastructure investment trust distributed to the investors is exempted from tax, but dividend is taxable. Again, recently government made the interest as taxable income. This was also in the news, I think 30-40 days back it happened. So interest is taxable. Okay, that means this statement is wrong. It is saying interest is exempted. Okay, and you get interest from the bonds, not the dividend. Statement 2 is InvITs are recognized as borrowers. What is the meaning of borrowers? Borrowers means debt instrument. Borrowers are debt instrument, bonds, debentures. These are borrowers. Okay, they are termed as borrowers. See, two types of instruments are there. If you are purchasing the stock, you are investing in the company, you are becoming the shareholder, or you can say partner of the company. You are not lending out your money. But in case of debt instruments such as bonds, you are basically lending out your money, and there you get the interest. So InvITs are debt instruments. They are the borrowers. According to SARFAESI Act of 2002, they have given the full form of SARFAESI Act so as to confuse you. Scrutinization and Reconstruction of Financial Assets and Enforcement of Security Interest Act 2002. Okay, so statement 2 is correct. Statement 1 is wrong. So which means option D, statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. Understood? Right. Okay, moving on. Again, we have got two statements. First is, in the post-pandemic recent past, many central banks worldwide. What is our syllabus of economics for prelims? It is Indian economy, na? But here the term worldwide is used. Okay. So again, the application-based question. Many central banks worldwide had carried out interest rate hikes. And this is very obvious thing. American federals are increasing their interest rate. That is why dollar is becoming expensive day by day. Okay. And not only in America, even the RBI has hiked up the interest rates. So throughout the world, this scenario is observed that interest rates are being hiked up. Why? To counter inflation. Worldwide inflation is there. So yeah, the statement is right, absolutely right. Now second is, central banks generally assume that they have the ability to counteract the rising consumer prices. Rising consumer prices means high price value, inflation, HPL, right? High price value. Anyway, via monetary policy. Obviously, that's the monetary policy of every central bank. They can control the inflation or deflation, okay, via the use of several tools. So this statement is also correct, and it is the correct explanation of first statement, that's why central banks are rising their interest rates. So which option will be correct? Option A, both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement A. Understood? Next question, it is saying carbon markets are likely to be one of the most widespread tools in the fight against climate changes. Okay. Now this question we did in class. Carbon markets was covered extensively because recently government has shown the scenario. It has announced several things, and one major fact is that government is going to start carbon markets in India also. 2022 it was in news. Okay. So that's why I covered it in the class as well, because it is the important topic. Now what is, first of all, we should understand what is carbon market. Okay. So Parliament posted a bill in 2022. It is amendment bill, and in this amendment bill, government is saying that it is going to launch carbon markets in India. Now, what are carbon markets? Okay. So see, carbon markets are you can call them as tools. You can refer them as tools. What happens in carbon market is that two terms are there that we have to pay attention on. One is carbon credit and one is carbon allowance. Carbon credit and carbon allowance. Okay, now understand it because it is a very important concept. What happens in carbon market is that individuals can purchase, individuals or organization. When I'm saying individual, I'm referring to the individual organization, companies. They can purchase the carbon credits or they can sell out the carbon credits. Fine. Purchasing and selling, that is trading of carbon credits, is done in carbon markets. Now, what is this carbon credit? Yeah. So what is carbon credit? Carbon credit, often referred as CC. 1 CC means that 1 CC, 1 carbon credit means that if a company prevents 1 ton of carbon dioxide, if a company prevents 1 ton of carbon dioxide from being launched into the environment, from being ejected into the environment, if company is or factory is preventing 1 ton of carbon dioxide, then it earns the 1 carbon credit. On preventing 1 ton of carbon dioxide to being introduced in the environment, a company is earning 1 carbon credit. Okay, so if there is some company ABC and it uses some measures, and by that measure this organization is preventing 1 ton of carbon dioxide, then 1 ton of carbon dioxide being launched into the atmosphere. It has used several technological things or green technology things. That's how it is preventing 1 ton of carbon dioxide. So this company has earned 1 carbon credit. Okay. Okay. Now, what is carbon allowance? Now, carbon allowance is issued by the government of the country. So government allots certain carbon credits to every organization. Okay. For example, government allowed 100 carbon credits to a company called A. So that means this company can eject 100 tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Okay. Because it is permitted by the government. 100 cc has been allotted to company A. But if this company ejects 1 extra ton of carbon dioxide, that means 101st. Okay, 101st carbon credit it will be, because 100 was the permissible value. So if this company ejects 1 extra ton of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, so this company has to purchase 1 carbon credit from the market. Now it is the sort of penalty. If you are ejecting extra carbon dioxide, you are purchasing 1 carbon credit, so you are paying money. So monetary penalty it is, yes or no? And if 100 cc of carbon credit was allotted to this company, and if this company ejects 95 ton of carbon dioxide, that means it has used only 95 carbon credits, yes or no? It was allotted how many? 100 carbon credits, but it used only 95. So 5 carbon credits are left. Yes or no? Now this company can sell out 5 carbon credits in the market and it can earn money from there. So that's the reward for preventing the carbon dioxide. Yes or no? For preventing the carbon dioxide ejection. Clear? Now let's read the statement. Carbon markets are likely to be one of the most widespread tools in the fight against climate change. Absolutely right. Carbon market transfer resources from the private sector, that is organization, to the state. Obviously, if you are using extra carbon dioxide, you have to purchase carbon credits, you have to give money, you are transferring the resources. Yes or no? Even if you are spending less of your carbon credits, you are getting what? You are getting money. Again, transfer of resources will take place. How? Because you can sell out your extra carbon credits in the market. Okay. So in both the ways, what is happening? resources are being transferred. Getting me or not? Right. So now the question becomes very easy once we know what carbon credit and carbon allowance is. So both the options are correct and option B is the correct explanation of option A.
Transfer from the private to the state.
Yeah, government.
Here the transfer of credit is taking place between two organizations. How is state involved?
State has created the functionality of allowance, carbon allowance. Okay. And if you are spending money or if you are purchasing carbon credits, you are purchasing it from the state only. You are not purchasing it from different organization. Every organization has got its own quota. Okay. It can sell it to the government only. So the market is between government and the organization. Understood? Right. Next is, which one of the following activities of the Reserve Bank of India is considered as sterilization? Now, this is the part of balance of payment foreign exchange thing. So first of all, let us understand what this is. Okay, if we will understand this sterilization, then the process will become easy for us to answer the question. So suppose this is your RBI, huh? And let us say this is the balance sheet of the RBI. So what is there in the balance sheet? On one side, liabilities are there. On other side, assets are there. Yes or no? Now, foreign reserve, forex, foreign reserve, foreign exchange is what? It is an asset for RBI, right? Now, a foreign company invests in India via FII. Foreign investment is there. Let's say this company purchases shares of any company. Let's say it purchases shares of Infosys. Right. So what will this company do? It will go to the bank, it will give its dollars and it will get rupees in return, then it can invest. Yes or no? Even if it directly purchases, dollars will go to the bank. Right. So when this company is investing, what will happen? Forex of the RBI will increase. Yes or no? Okay. Now, where is this money going? Where are these dollars going? Dollars are going to the commercial banks, to the dealers, and they are transferring. For example, ICICI, it is also the dealer, approved by FEMA. So these dollars are going to the commercial banks, and commercial banks are depositing their dollars with RBI. Yes or no? So deposit of commercial bank with RBI is increasing or not? Commercial banks are getting dollars, they are depositing it with the RBI. So deposit of commercial bank with RBI is increasing. And deposit of commercial bank with RBI means it is liability for RBI because RBI has to pay it back, has to give interest on it. Yes or no? So deposit of commercial banks with RBI will be liability for in the balance sheet of RBI. Right. Hello. This is also increasing. That means if money is increasing with the commercial banks, what happens? Money in the market will increase. Money supply will increase. Yes or no? If money is increased with the bank, commercial bank is having more money, what will it do? It will lend out the money. Hello? Yes or no? So if it will lend out the money, money in the market will increase. And increase in the money in the market will mean money supply is increasing. When money supply will increase, price value will increase. That is, inflation will occur. Things will start getting expensive. So to counter it, to reduce the effect of it, what RBI does is, RBI has also got government securities with it. So RBI sells out its government securities. Why? Because if RBI will sell out its government security, money will come through the RBI. That means excess money supply will reduce in the market. So how RBI sells out its government securities? Open market operations. Yes or no? Right. Now read the question. And this process is known as sterilization. Fine. So which one of the following activities of the Reserve Bank of India is considered to be the part of sterilization? Conducting open market operations. First option. Yes or no? You can read other options also. Oversight of settlement and payment system, debt and cash management for central and state government, regulating the functions of non-banking NBFI, non-banking financial institutions. So direct answer, open market ops. Clear? Right. Okay. Again. So how many questions till now we have counted based on finance? First question was based on finance. Yes or no? Then the second question was second question is your worldwide thing again. That is monetary policy. Third question, carbon markets. Fourth question is your open market ops. Coming on to the fifth question. Okay. So the fifth question is, consider the following markets. Government bond market. What type of market it is? It is short-term market. Yes or no? No, it is long-term market. And long-term market, bonds are being sold and purchased they are launched by the RBI in the primary market, where they are purchased by primary dealers. And then primary dealers sell it in secondary market, where you and me can purchase it. Okay. So this is a long-term process. Bonds are for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, so on. So this is the concept of financial market, or capital market, you can call it. Long-term market means capital market. Short-term market is money market. Call money. What is call money? What is call money? Yes, call money is a concept where if one bank is getting some shortage in its funds, okay, so it borrows the money from another bank, and then just like you borrow the money from your friend and you return it. I hope you return it. Okay, but banks do return it, for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, at max a week. They are taking the money from the neighboring bank and they are returning it. So this borrowing and lending of money between the banks itself for internal purposes, okay, this is known as call money. To meet out, suppose SBI has got extra money left with it after cutting off its CRR and SLR quota. It has got extra funds. So now PNB is falling short of CRR quota. So it will take money from SBI for 2-3 days. It will fulfill its CRR quota and then it will return. So this is call money concept. So obviously short term, that means comes under money market. Yes or no? Treasury bill, 15 days maximum. Maximum 15 days treasury bills are there, launched by government. So again, short term comes under money market. Stock market, obviously long term. Yeah, it comes under capital market. Now, what's the question? How many of the above are included in the capital market? How many are there? So option B is correct. Yes or no? Right. Moving on. Which of the following best describes the concept of a small farmer, large field? It was there in the economic survey. A small farmer, large field. See, the problem in India is that most of the farmers, more than 86%, they have got very small farms, less than 1 hectare. So due to this, the production in the farms, the production of crops in the farm is not on that high scale as it should be. Because if you see India, and I don't know whether each and every one of you knows it or not, that India has got more arable land in comparison to China. We have got nearly 150 million hectare of arable land, and China has got 126 million hectare. But still, production of crops in China is many times greater than India. So this small farms is also one of the reason for it. Okay, that's why you see crop rotation cannot occur. Small farm, small production will be there. So to counter these problems, and a scheme is there. This scheme is known as small farmer, large farm. What happens in this scheme is, suppose I have got let's say small amount of land is there with me, and you and I have a friend who also has a small amount of land. We 10 friends are there. So what we can do is we can combine our lands. Okay, we 10 can combine our lands, and we can consult any corporate body. We can lend out our land to corporate body, right? One huge chunk of land will be handed out to a corporate body, and we will decide the rates, and we will get payment from that corporate body. Now, when corporate body has got huge chunk of land, it can practice its crop cultivation or anything it wants related to crops, farming. That corporate can do those activities there, because now the corporate has got major chunk of land, right or wrong? Okay, and farmers are getting money in return. So this is the concept of small farmer, large farms. Fine. Now let's read the options. Resettlement of large number of people uprooted from their country. No, this is refugee concept. Okay. Second is, many migrant farmers in an area organize themselves into groups and synchronize and harmonize selected agricultural operation. It is saying that farmers decide amongst themselves that what type of crops they have to cultivate. It is also wrong. C is, many marginal farmers in an area together make a contract with a corporate body and surrender their land to the corporate body for fixed term, for which the corporate body makes a payment of agreed amount to the farmer. So yes, which option is correct? C, obviously. D is a company extend loans, technical knowledge, and all that nonsense. So option C is correct. Okay. Next is, consider the following statements. The government of India provides MSP, minimum support price, for Niger. Now, this term was there in agriculture. Niger are the oil seeds. This is the type of oil seed. Okay. Now you have to consider these three statements, and you have to tell how many statements are correct. So first is, government of India provides MSP for Niger. Yes, it provides MSP for Niger. It is correct. Niger is Kharif crop, it is. And then some, not only tribal, in fact, many people use Niger seeds or oil of the Niger seeds as the cooking oil. So yeah, this statement is also correct. Niger seed oil for cooking. So all three. This was a factual question, actually, theoretical. Okay. Next. Again, the question from investment. Consider the investment in following assets. Brand recognition. C. Huh? Right. As engineering is the application of physics, apart from computer engineering, as engineering is the application of physics, finance is the application of economics. So UPSC is shifting towards the application portion. Now, consider the investment in following assets. See, assets can mainly be classified into two categories. One is tangible and another is intangible. What is tangible asset? So tangible, huh? Yeah, very good. Which are physical in nature. You can touch them, see them. These are physical in nature. Whereas intangible are non-physical in nature. You cannot touch them. Intellectual properties. I have a thought, I'm writing a novel. You cannot touch my thoughts. You cannot see my thoughts. When I write it, then you can see. Yes or no? I've got knowledge, I'm explaining, earning from it. You cannot touch my knowledge. Yes or no? So intangible assets. So brand recognition. Now brand, you cannot touch the brand. Brand name is there. Adidas, Nike, all these are brands. Name is there. Okay. It is untouchable. It is intangible. Okay. So this is intangible. Inventory, you know, where you keep the records or where you keep different products. Okay. So that is inventory, physical in nature. Yeah. Goods can be touched. So this is tangible. Intellectual property, intangible. Mailing list, mail you have to send to clients, intangible. List, documents, all these are intangible. Don't say that I can touch the paper. Okay. How many of above? Mailing list is what? Mail address. Na? Can you touch the address of someone? Yes or no? So how many of the above are considered as intangible? So 3. 3 is the answer. 3 can be considered intangible. Fine. Next. It is saying consider the following. Okay. Okay. So now, okay, next question is, for the horizontal tax devolution, we have to understand what is tax devolution first. There are 2 types of tax devolution. And what is the meaning of this tax devolution? We will understand everything. First of all, there are 2 types of tax devolution. One is vertical devolution. Another is horizontal. So vertical tax devolution and horizontal tax devolution. Now, what is the meaning of tax devolution? See, what happens is, according to our constitution, these states have been provided with many responsibilities, but power of the state is not that high. Right? I'm talking about state and union. Union means central government. So states have got huge responsibilities, high amount of responsibilities are there, but the taxation power of a state is low. They don't get that much tax. For example, if we talk about direct tax, so corporate tax goes to the union, central government. Income tax goes to the union, central government. Okay, most of the direct taxes goes to the government. Basically, state gets its share from indirect taxes, VAT, sale tax. Now even VAT and sale tax have been removed. GST is there, and in GST has been classified into 2 categories. Not 2 categories. The proper word will be GST is made up of 2 categories: CGST, SGST, central GST and state. So if someone is paying 18% GST, if there is 18% GST on any good, so 10% will go with the state, with the center, and 8% will go with the state. So again, sharing of tax is occurring. So no hold in the direct taxes, and in indirect taxes also central government is taking the most of the tax. So state's earning is very less. Taxation power of state is very less, but responsibilities it has to pay to the government employees, state employees, government employees, yeah, pensions, infrastructure development, education, health. So responsibilities are same, but power of taxation is very less. So to counter these problems, our constitution has given a resolution of Finance Commission. For 5 years or more, a Finance Commission can be formed. 14th Finance Commission was from 2015 to 2020. Yeah. Now this Finance Commission, that is 15th Finance Commission, it is from 221 to 226. So the job of, what is the job of Finance Commission? The job of Finance Commission is to distribute the tax to the states so that states can get some money and they can carry out with their jobs. Okay. So that's the main work of Finance Commission. I've discussed it in the class elaborately, just informing you what Finance Commission is. Now, what is vertical devaluation? So tax devaluation means distribution of the tax to the state, because the states do not get that much amount of tax. Center gets the major chunk. Okay. So how it is done? What is vertical devaluation? So what happens in vertical devaluation? This is center, yes or no, or union. And here are different states under union, yes or no, S1, S2, S3, S4. Yeah. So transfer of taxes, see how it is happening vertically, it is going down. Transfer of taxes from union or center to the states, that is vertical devaluation. 14th Finance Commission said, pay attention, I am talking about 14th. 14th Finance Commission said that 42% of the tax collected by center should go to the state. Okay. This was 14th Finance Commission. But our question is about 15th from 2021. 15th Finance Commission is saying 41% of the tax collected by the center will go to the state. Why? Because new union territories are formed like Jammu and Kashmir, and union territories come under the influence of center, that you have studied in polity. That's the portion of polity. So center has got now additional responsibilities, so it has to spend more. That's why 1% has been reduced. So this transfer of the money of tax from center to the state is vertical devaluation. Okay, understood what vertical devaluation is? What is horizontal devaluation? Now there are several states. Yeah. So 41% of the money is given to the states, right? But several states are there. So many states are there. So how much money or how much percentage each state will get? So distribution of this 41% amongst the state is horizontal distribution. Yeah. See, now horizontally the distribution will be done. Suppose you are 3 brothers, your father bought 3 chocolates. One is big, one is medium, one is small. So which brother will get which chocolate? Horizontal distribution. From father, you are getting the chocolate, vertical devaluation. Distributed amongst brothers, horizontal devaluation. Understood? Right. So now on what basis the money is distributed amongst the states? On what basis money is distributed amongst the states? So see, 15th Finance Commission gave several aspects based on which the money will be distributed amongst the state. 5 factors were there, based on which it decided that how much money will be granted to which state. So what were those 5 factors? One was demographic performance. Demographic performance means how many girls, boys, which caste, right? Girls, boys, I said, men, women. Demographic performance. Then forest and ecology. Okay. Then tax and fiscal efforts. Okay. Then the population area and income distance was also there. Income distance means how much is the gap between rich and poor and how dense that area is. So on these 5 factors, the money was distributed. So the state which was in the worst situation, it got more money, yes or no? And the state which was fine, it got less money because it didn't need that much help. So these 5 were the criteria, but UPSC is saying that don't talk about population area and income distance. See, the question is saying for horizontal tax devaluation, the 15th Finance Commission used how many of the above as criteria other than means you have to neglect it, population area and income distance. So 3, yes or no? Right. Okay, moving on. Next is consider the following infrastructure. Again, this was in news. Current affair, this is. Consider the following infrastructure sectors: affordable housing, mass rapid transport, healthcare, renewable energy. Okay. On how many of the above does UNOPS Sustainable Investment in Infrastructure and Innovation S3I initiative focuses on? 3 sectors it focuses on. They are affordable housing, healthcare, renewable energy. So only 3. Okay. That was the easy question. Next, consider the following. Now, priority sector lending. Consider the following statement with reference to India. According to micro, small, medium, MSME Development Act. It is talking about MSME Development Act. It is mentioned here. 2006. The medium enterprises investment which are those in plant machinery between 15 crore and 25 crore. So it is saying that what is the limit for an industry to be counted as medium scale industry? Yeah, several categories are there, na? Small scale, medium scale, micro. So what is the category to be classified as, or what is the parameter to be classified as medium scale industry? So my dear students, the criteria is less than 50 or up to 50 CR, investment up to 50 CR, and turnover up to 250 CR. This is turnover, this is investment. This was also taught in class. But here it is saying 15 CR to 25 CR. That is wrong because it is up to 50 CR. So statement 1 is wrong. Yes or no? Second is all bank loans to the micro, small and medium enterprise qualify under the priority sector. So all loans qualify under priority sector? Yes, they do. Lending to MSME is a PSL thing, priority sector lending it is. So this is correct. So only 2 is correct. Okay. So we have done this question, fine. Now next is with reference to central bank digital currencies, consider the following statements. Now this is very interesting thing. And this is one of the recent event that is happening. CBDC. If you read Economic Times or if you are interested in the finance and you watch news related to it, so this event was dominating the news channels for quite a bit of time. See, what is CBDC? Central Bank Digital Currencies. So first let us understand the concept of CBDC because it is important concept and it is always going to help you. And if you understand the concept of CBDC, then this question will be solved like that only. The question is nothing much to involve your brains with. The question is very easy, but you should be aware with CBDC. So what CBDC means? Central Bank Digital Currency. What is the name of Central Bank of India? It is Reserve Bank. Yeah. So digital currency is launched by a central bank. That is CBDC. Now you will say that, sir, we are already digital. Huh? We are transferring our money via different apps, UPI, via Paytm, Phone Pay, right? So we are already transferring our money via digital mode. So we are already using CBDs, right? No, you are not using CBDs. Why? Because when you are transferring your money via different UPI apps, I told you, so what is happening? Actually, suppose this is SBI and this is ICICI. You are transferring your money from SBI to ICICI. Huh? This is individual 1. He has got account in SBI. Individual 2 got account in ICICI. So debit from one commercial bank and credit to another commercial bank. It's the transaction between the two commercial banks. Central bank has got nothing to do with it. How is central bank involved? Yes, it is the transaction between two commercial banks. So that is not CBD. Right? That's not CBDC. Okay. Then what is CBDC? So see, have you heard about Bitcoins? Yeah. Lithium, or all these things. Basically, I mean cryptocurrencies. Yeah. Many people invest in them and lose money. Yeah? No, many earn also. So cryptocurrencies, right? To counter cryptocurrencies, Reserve Bank has came up with this concept. Why? Because cryptocurrencies, there is no direct control of Reserve Bank over cryptocurrencies. And monetary policy of a country are controlled by Reserve Bank. In our country, monetary policies are controlled by Reserve Bank. And when Reserve Bank won't have any control over the currency, then you can imagine what will happen. Right? It represents the sovereignty of a country. What is the meaning of sovereign? That's not it. You have your own currency. So no currency control is the state of panic. Right? So Reserve Bank is strictly against these cryptocurrencies. So to counter them, Reserve Bank has come up with its own cryptocurrency, with its own digital currency, and these currencies carry certain tokens. These currencies have tokens, and these tokens are found in the blockchain. Cryptocurrencies were also based on blockchain. It is a network program. It is okay, software program. Anyway, let's not get into technical aspect. But this blockchain is the secured blockchain of RBI. Secured blockchain of RBI. So if you are dealing with the CBDC, so you will provide it with a token. You have the access of that to the blockchain via token, and RBI has access to the blockchain because it has only provided you the token. So the transaction is being conducted between you both. No third individual can interfere. So it is secure also. Yes or no? Okay. So that's what the concept of CBDC is. Okay. Now what is this? There is one more thing that we need to understand, that is known as SWIFT. So if any one of you has transferred the money abroad, then they know what SWIFT is. Yeah. SWIFT is what? It is a payment and transaction made through international bank. It is an app that allows payment and transactions between international banks. Suppose you are transferring money to Bangladesh or Pakistan. Okay. So transaction between international banks. Okay. You send money and receive money electronically. So electronic money is transferred via SWIFT. I told you it is app, right? You can install the SWIFT in your mobile as well. So electronic money is transferred, okay? And the main thing is that in SWIFT, money is not actually deducted. An electronic code is transferred that, okay, this much is transferred. And then later on, your banks will make the transactions. Understood? Electronic code is transferred. Money is not actually deducted, debited or credited. Fine. And it is done for international transfer of money. Fine. Whereas CBDC is for national purposes in the country. Yes or no? Instead of using paper currency, you are using CBDC. Getting my point? Now come to the question. So question is, it is possible to make payments in a digital currency without using US dollars. How come US dollars? We are dealing internally, okay, right? Or SWIFT system. We are not dealing internationally, yes. So no need to use SWIFT or dollars. You can still make the transaction. So this statement is correct. Digital currency distributed with a condition programmed into it, such as time frame for spending it. Now this is where UPSC played with you, huh? It is talking about CBDC of India. It has mentioned Reserve Bank, Central Bank. It is talking about India, right? Now it is done. This time frame, first understand what this time frame means. Time frame means that after a certain period of time, your currency will expire. You cannot use it. Till now, several countries have launched CBDC, and CBDC with time frame is only valid with yuan, not in rupee. So second statement is wrong. You can use CBDC without any time frame. Your money won't expire. Clear? Okay. Moving on. Now again, finance. How many questions of finance till now? Now this question was also done in the class. Till now 4 or 5 questions we have counted that have been discussed in the class. Beta is the very important term. People who are into investing, they must be aware of it. See, beta, let me give you a brief introduction, then the question will become easy and you will acquire some knowledge also. What beta talks about is, beta is a numerical value. Okay, pay attention. In financial market, beta is a numerical value which is used to evaluate risk. What is the meaning of risk? When you are investing your money in the financial market, there is always a risk that you can lose your money. So how much risk is involved with the stocks that you are purchasing, that is evaluated by the numerical value known as beta. And beta talks about systematic risk. Now risk are, again, I won't go into much detail, but still this much is important. Please understand, risk can be of 2 types. One is systematic risk. Another is unsystematic risk. And when you combine these both, you get total risk. Okay. Beta talks about systematic risk. Systematic risk means risk which applies to everyone and which cannot be eliminated. For example, inflation, prices are rising. Cannot be eliminated, applies to everyone. Yeah, suppose war is there and prices of things are going up. Prices of petrol are hiking. So applies to everyone, cannot be eliminated. Getting my point? So systematic risks are those risks which applies to everyone and they cannot be eliminated. One more thing that we have to understand is that beta is a numerical value. It measures the systematic risk. It cannot reduce the systematic risk. Getting me? It talks about the, pay attention, it talks about the stock movement. How much risk is there? Fluctuations of stock. And when you are talking about the stock movement, obviously you are going to compare with all other stocks. So that's what beta does. Clear? Concept of beta is clear. Okay. Now, in context of finance, the term beta refers to the process of simultaneously buying and selling of an asset, no. An investment strategy, no. Type of systematic risk that arises where a perfect hedging is not possible. Now, options, if you know a bit about beta, then you will get confused between C and D. Because C is also talking about systematic risk, D is also talking about it. So again, this time you had to have in-depth knowledge, then only you can solve the paper of economics. Elimination process was eliminated this time in UPSC. So type of systematic risk that arises where perfect hedging is also the concept of finance. Hedging means grouping of hedging. See, okay, let me tell you a bit about hedging also. A fund is there that is known as hedge fund. You might have heard of it. Hedge fund managers are there, super rich people. Investment bankers are mostly hedge fund managers also. What is hedge fund management or what is hedging? Hedging means protecting your money from losses is known as hedging. And huge funds, for example, in India, to invest in hedge fund, you must invest minimum 1 CR. So to invest in hedge funds, 1 CR minimum. So such a huge amount of money is protected from depreciation in the value, from the losses. The process of protecting the investment from losses is known as hedging. For example, to counter inflation. Why? Because inflation is what happens in inflation. Your money gets devalued. Value of money is lost. So to protect your money from inflation, these hedge fund managers, they invest your money in gold. Gold gives nearly 15% of return. That is hedging. Insurance policies are hedging. Getting my point? So that is hedging. Now it is saying that beta is a process, a type of systematic risk that arises where perfect hedging is not possible. Now it is saying that what happens is beta is a systematic risk, but this risk has arisen. Why? Because hedging was not done properly. That means money was not done, protected properly. No, beta is a numeric value that talks about the systematic risk. Beta is not the systematic risk. It is a number that talks about the systematic risk. Yes or no? And how it evaluates it? By fluctuation of stock. So option 4, a numeric value that measures the fluctuation of stock to change the overall stock market, to the overall change in the stock market. Comparison between your stock and overall change in the stock market, that's how fluctuations are determined. So that's what beta does. So option D is the correct answer. Clear or not? SHG. Now this was a bit different from the economical section. SHG group, self-help group. But again, we discussed it in class, a class thing it was. SHG, self-help group. Now here again, UPSC used its brains. What happened is there are two types of SHG. One is self-help group and one is SHG scheme launched by SBI. SHG scheme is also launched by SBI, and that SHG is not self-help group. So UPSC again tried to confuse you, because if you have got surface level knowledge, you won't be able to solve the question. So self-help group means, see, Self-help group, basically a group formed between 10, 15, 20 people, mostly poor people. So these people form a group, and what they do, if in order to start a small income source, a small business, they combine together, they combine their funds, and they start a group that is known as self-help group. For example, they want to start a tailoring business, and to start a tailoring business they need 20,000 rupees, and 20 people combined, so 1,000 each, 20,000 fund was raised. Or some retail shop they want to start. So such group formation is the self-help group. Okay, it is known as self-help group. In 1992 it was initiated by NABARD. So no need to remember the date. NABARD initiated it, and basically it is the formation between the individuals, mostly poor people. Okay, yes or no? These people, can this SHG, now let us say there is SHG, the name of SHG is Lama SHG. Now Lama SHG, can this Lama account be opened in the bank with the name Lama? Yes, it can be opened. That's where rural bank and commercial banks help these SHGs. Can these SHGs take loan from commercial banks or rural banks, rural RRBs? Yes, they can take loan also, but for that, for 6 months they have to maintain their account properly in the bank, then they can take the loan. So that's how bank helps them, by providing them loan, by providing them with the opportunity that they can open the account with the name of their group. Okay, so the question is, the self-help group program was originally initiated by State Bank of India. Self-help group program was not initiated by State Bank. It was initiated by NABARD in 1992. So statement 1 is absolutely wrong. Statement 2, in an SHG, all members of group take responsibility for a loan that individual member takes. Yes or no? Obviously, someone wants to start tailoring business, everyone combined 1,000, 20,000 was given. So everyone is taking the responsibility, everyone is risking their money. Regional rural banks and scheduled commercial banks support SHG. Obviously they support, I told you. So 2 options are correct. Clear? Next. Now, this is the question from the welfare economics. Okay, health sector. This is easy question, was done in the class. It's in the syllabus. So India's public sector, there are again 2 statements. India's public sector healthcare system largely focuses on curative care. Curative care means initial care, dressing. You got hurt, they will provide you first aid. They will provide dressing to your wounds. Curative care. With promotive, limited, preventive. Preventive is limited, precautions and all. No, that is not taken care by Indian health system. Rehabilitative. If you suffer major injury, so rehabilitating you to some other hospital, no, all these things are not done by government hospitals. Okay, so statement 1 is absolutely correct. Under India's decentralized approach to healthcare delivery, the states are primarily responsible for organizing health services. So states are responsible for organizing health services, absolutely correct. Okay. So both these statements are correct, and this is the correct explanation also. So option A is the correct answer. Okay, now this question is interesting. It was there in the newspaper, current affairs, this thing was there. But again, a bit of tricky question this is. It is saying, according to United Nations World Water Development Report 2022, India uses the quarter of world's groundwater withdrawal. That means India is withdrawing 25% of the groundwater in comparison to entire world. 25% of groundwater is withdrawn by Indians. Yes, it is absolutely correct. We withdraw 26% according to the report. So statement 1 is correct. Statement 2. India needs to extract more than a quarter of world's groundwater each year to satisfy the drinking water and sanitation need of almost 18% of the world's population living in its territory. What's the meaning of this statement? That 1/4 of 18% of world's population is living in India. So those people will feel thirsty. They will need sanitization also. So that's why it is compulsion for India to withdraw the water from the ground. So what do you think? On prima focus, this second statement seems to be correct, and it seems to be the proper explanation of first statement, talking logically. But factually it is wrong. Yes, we withdraw 26% of the water, but not for the needs of the population, for sanitization or for drinking. No. 86% is for irrigation. So factually the statement is wrong. Okay, so the statement is wrong. Option C is correct. Statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is wrong. Okay. So that's it in the paper of economics. I hope you all understood everything and learned few new concepts, right? Okay. Thank you. I hope you all enjoyed it and it was helpful for you.